All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining the 1STL Sustainability Lab. 1STL is a collaborative sustainability effort for the bi-state St. Louis region, and we have these monthly labs to share about things going on in the region. And this month, we'll be hearing about green schools from Hope Gribble. So if you'd like to stay in the loop for other sustainability labs or sustainability news in the region, feel free to subscribe to our newsletter. They're always on the last Tuesday afternoon of the month and always both offered on Zoom and in person at T-Rex. Wanted to thank our speakers today for joining us. So Hope Gribble is a lead as an accredited professional in operations and maintenance at Missouri Gateway Green Building Council. She's the Green Schools Manager there, and she has served in a variety of roles with the council since joining their staff 15 years ago, and now solely focuses on the organization's K through 12 Green Schools programming, which has grown immensely over the course of this time. Today, you'll have the opportunity to learn about the numerous programs that fall under the Show Me Green School Suite, which are collaboratively managed by the Missouri Gateway Green Building Council and the Missouri Environmental Education Association. And we also have Porscha Hayes with us, who is an AmeriCorps Vista with Show Me Green Schools. And she is serving in a school support role for the Show Me Green School suite of programs. She joined the team earlier this year after graduating from Washington University, where she studied classics. As School Support Vista, Porscha helps to recruit program participants and works directly with enrolled students to help them navigate the program, provide guidance, and connect them with resources. So we really appreciate them being here today, and really appreciate everyone who is able to join us. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Hope.
All right, thanks so much, Anna, and thanks for having us here today. I'm just going to share my screen. All right, hopefully everyone can see. So thanks again. We're really excited you're here today, and we are going to be sharing all about Show Me Green Schools. And the tagline there is Pathways to Whole School Sustainability. So hopefully that'll come to life for you as we run through today's presentation. So just an overview quickly of what we're hoping to cover. We want to talk a little bit about what we mean by the term green school. Then we're going to be looking at a few examples of school sustainability in action in schools here locally. We're going to then look at 3 different programs that fall under what we call the Show Me Green Schools suite. We'll talk a little bit about the partner network benefits, and then end on how you can engage, because we would, of course, love for you to engage in these efforts. Great, and I just noticed I'm muted up there, but I guess I'm probably being picked up.
You should be being picked up by the microphone. Can everyone online hear Hope? Oh, we got a yes.
Awesome.
Okay, yes, thank you.
I thought it might be good to check in on. All right. Excellent. Well, we would love to know who else is in the room. You just heard a little bit about Porscha and I know we've got some folks live, some online, and I think it'd be great if we could start with the folks in the room now. We'll just go around in a circle real quick. We'd love to hear, your name, your role, and what brought you to the session today. Would you like to kick things off?
Yeah, so my name is William Hatch. I'm with Guarantee Electrical, based out of St. Louis, Missouri. And what brought me here is to learn how Guarantee can support green school initiatives and different programs, obviously mostly through the energy side, but see how we can help.
Excellent. Thanks for being here.
I'm here for 2 reasons. One reason is I'm the director of Seed St. Louis. We have 90 school gardens in our network. And I'm also on the Parkway School Board. So I saw the little promo for Parkway in the email. I was like, I better show up.
Wonderful.
Aaron Young, the sustainability director or sustainability planning manager at East West Gateway, and the project manager on 1STL. So I come to all of them.
Wonderful. Thanks, Aaron.
I'm Anna Cott, and I also come to all of them. I'm a sustainability planner at East West Gateway, and always on the lookout for new topics at Sustainability Labs.
Great.
Suggestions.
All right, now we have a few, we have a few people online that have joined. And we would invite you at this time to, ideally, if you're open to unmuting, to introduce yourself. We'll just kind of let folks volunteer to do that before we start calling on you.
I can jump in real quick.
Thank you, Kelly.
Hey, I'm Kelly Bono. I am a grad student through Miami University's Project Dragonfly program. And I have been interested in green schools, and I just wanted to learn more about them. Kind of the focus of my work has been like community gardens and helping small communities organize, suburban communities organize. And in my community, there's been a lot of organizing kind of through the school district. It's kind of our tie with a bunch of little tiny municipalities. So I feel like I want to see how green schools could maybe help with these processes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I've heard a lot of great things about that program that you're in, the Dragonfly program through Miami.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's great.
All right. And Carlton?
My name is Carlton Stock. I'm a retired Presbyterian minister living in North County, St. Louis. I've been here for about 25 years and working with the Ferguson Eco Team, particularly, and just greening whatever we can get a hold of in the community. But also including in that is green schools. We've always been interested in that. We've always wanted to do the Ferguson Florissant School District and enable them to get into the Green Schools program. So that's one of the reasons I'm here, but also we hope that Green Schools can be a part of the Ferguson Eco Fair at the Ferguson Farmers Market, August 19th. And I guess I should contact somebody like Hope or somebody.
Sure.
Is that right? About that? Is that okay?
Yeah, let us know the details and we'll see if we have a representative who can be there.
Great. Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Yes.
Mary Grace.
Hello.
Hi, Lena.
This is Kaylina. I'm coming to you from sunny Colorado, where the weather's delightful every day, and sad I have to return. I'm a civil engineer and interested in green schoolyards because it's what I do for my profession. We got too many asphalt playgrounds, and we can be doing better. Thanks.
Thanks for joining in and for your work.
Mary Grace said that her mic isn't working, but she is Director of Community Planning at East West Gateway, and usually attends the labs online. And Kalina Menke said that she's a civil engineer with a focus on green stormwater infrastructure with Menke Consulting. Hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Wonderful. Well, we have such a great group of people here today. I'm hearing a lot of gardens and some electrical work as well, all an important part of green schools.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I don't know if we heard from Susan. I was thinking maybe that was Susan. Oh, she's unmuted.
Yeah, I thought I would escape since you skipped me, but Susan Morgan, professional engineer, but I work at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Hadn't heard of the program before, so I was just interested in learning more about it.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for taking the time to introduce yourselves. It's nice for us to all get to know each other and hear more about what brought you to the session today. So the first place we're going to start here is what is a green school? You know, how do we define sustainability in a school setting? On the slide here, you'll see the 3 pillars of a green school. And these 3 pillars were introduced by the U.S. Department of Education when they announced their Green Ribbon School recognition program back in 2011. And they've really since that time, they've really become this common definition and measurement framework that's used throughout the nation and really globally. So we are really looking at reducing environmental impacts and costs, improving health and wellness of students and staff, and increasing environmental and sustainability literacy. We like to sometimes talk about implementing place-based education. When we talk about the sustainability literacy, sometimes that's a little bit easier to grasp, and place-based is really inherently going to be tied with sustainability literacy. All right, so there are a number of different factors that fall under each of these three pillars. We're not going to run through all of these, but you can just see a glimpse here. You know, when we're talking about environmental impact, we're thinking about energy and transportation, water conservation, waste management, health and wellness. We're thinking about the social and emotional health of the students and the staff, green cleaning, outdoor accessibility. And then when we jump into that sustainability literacy pillar, we're thinking about service learning and civic engagement, community engagement, diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know, we mentioned place-based already, but also nature-based and outdoor education, and sustainability events. So it's very broad. There is a study that came out of the Colorado State University. They have an Institute for the Built Environment. And they really looked at schools across the nation who were excelling in these three pillars and tried to decipher, you know, what are the conditions that are necessary for a school to really excel in these three pillars. And what they found is that a school needs to be integrating practices aligned with those pillars throughout these three areas. So the campus, the physical building and grounds, the curriculum, and that would include extracurricular as well, but really through the educational programming. And then the culture, the school's culture, and we tossed community in there because really we know that community is a part of this as well. So when a school is working across these three areas, the campus, curriculum, and culture, by integrating practices, they're really working towards what we refer to as whole school sustainability. So you may remember on that title slide, we are talking about multiple pathways to whole school sustainability. So what does this look like in action? I'm going to share a few different examples. These are all schools right around our area here. And you'll see that each of these schools that I'm going to share about they've been recognized as green ribbon schools. So they've received that federal recognition with achievements across all three pillars. But each school really took a different pathway to get there. So the first we'll look at is Parkway School District, located in suburban St. Louis, consists of 28 schools, roughly, and just over 17,000 students. The district's minority enrollment is 40%, and 13% of students are economically disadvantaged. So Parkway School District's efforts really began with a group of students advocating for recycling several decades ago, which led to the creation of an on-site recycling center and a new resource manager staff position that was focused on waste diversion and energy conservation. The scope of that staff position and the district's sustainability work has really expanded in a myriad of ways since that time, including purchasing, land management, and student engagement. On the photo on the upper right here shows elementary teachers coming together to collectively revise their existing curriculum to enhance connections to sustainability. So through this activity, they created Parkway's Principles for Education for Sustainability, which are related directly to their district's mission. So this story really kind of began in the physical place. Well, students advocated for this, so we can bring that back around to the culture and curriculum, but they were really focused on the waste diversion and energy at first, and they're coming full circle to now think about how can we take a more formalized approach to integrating sustainability in the curriculum. All right, the next we're going to look at is the School District of University City. So these two are both districts. And I just want to point out that the Green Ribbon Award can go either to a school district or an individual school. And that's something that's unique about this particular program within all the programs we'll discuss today. So the School District of University City consists of 9 schools and about 2,500 students. The district's minority enrollment is 90%, and just under 70% of students are economically disadvantaged. As a national leader in the implementation of the whole school, whole community, whole child model, the district's sustainability practices are led by the unflinching belief that student, staff, community, and environmental wellness cannot be achieved without intentional work to recognize and dismantle systems of racial inequity and exclusion. By centering joy and well-being in the district's work and integrating social and emotional health into everyday school experiences and relationships, the school district of University City offers students everything from wellness lounges to trauma specialists, public art events, to a restorative practices course. The district offers rich project-based environmental and sustainability education that gets students outdoors and active. They have implemented a wide range of green practices across district facilities as well, including the construction of 2 LEED certified elementary schools, on-site solar, limits on vehicle idling, CO2 monitoring, and an outdoor STEAM lab and rain garden at every school. They're incredible. All right. Next, we'll look at Flants Early Learning Center. Flants serves a racially, culturally, and developmentally and socioeconomically diverse population of children between the ages of 6 weeks and 6 years, with 86% of their students coming from economically disadvantaged households. Flants demonstrates that centering the health really of students, the community, and the natural environment can catalyze tremendous results. Their commitment to health and connection was of utmost importance when designing and building their facility. I don't know if any of you on the call have been to their facility. It's just absolutely incredible. 90% of their spaces use natural light to bring the outside in. Every classroom space has access to their outdoor play area, which is filled with native plants and gardens. They have a learning kitchen and on-site health clinic to provide a wide range of health services for students' families. They provide meeting space and access to their commercial kitchen for neighborhood families to improve their quality of life. Value in health and the environment is also embedded into their curriculum, from math lessons that involve making a healthy snack to vocabulary acquisition reflective of the natural world and valuing stewardship. We can see pictures here of I love their learning kitchen. It's just the right size, and it's right there in the communal eating space, and students are really interacting and developing that relationship with food. We also see here some images of the building, including the rainwater catchment and some of the on-site health services. All right. Next, I have just 2 more that I'd like to share to kind of bring this to life for each of you. The Maplewood Richmond Heights Middle School. The MRH school district has 4 schools and around 1,500 students. Their minority enrollment is 40%, and just over 23% of students are economically disadvantaged. Their middle school's signature approach is its metaphor of school as expedition. And that it really, what they're doing is with that metaphor is that they're really taking kids out of the classroom for 15% of the school year. Starting on school grounds, students study ecological science in the pollinator garden and explore physics through climbing trees. You can see an image of that on the bottom left. Studies of their watershed start with the local wetlands and culminate in a trip to the Gulf Coast. They are on a landlocked urban campus, but they collect rainwater for the garden and chickens, maintain bees, and compost cafeteria waste. You can see they have a seed to table program at each school throughout the district, and you can see some images from the middle school at the very top there. All right, and lastly, Sunrise R9. This is a K-8 district that contains 1 school and just over 300 students. The district's minority enrollment is 10%, and 50% of students are economically disadvantaged. Sunrise is located in a rural area south of St. Louis. It is in DeSoto, Missouri. The school has a strong agricultural program through which many of their sustainability initiatives sprouted. In fact, their agriculture teacher's role has changed in title to sustainability coordinator, and her role really continues to expand every year. Student engagement and community partnership have been at the heart of many of their successes, and they've really led to some creative solutions. They've significantly reduced landfill waste while educating families through programs like Feed the Worms, through which 75% of students' families bring in home food scraps to be vermicomposted, and their Feed the Pigs program, where discarded lunchroom waste is fed to a group of about a half a dozen pigs, which the students name and watch grow over the year, and which are then auctioned off to families at the end of the year for their personal meat consumption. Approximately 100 students participate in twice monthly cooking and nutrition classes. University extension instructors co-facilitate these lessons with Sunrise, and local farmers provide meat and eggs for the recipes. Their Health and Wellness Committee holds a health fair annually to encourage the community to take advantage of local health-related resources and receive free health screenings. They provide annual professional development for teachers and continually expand the use of their 22-acre outdoor classroom as a teaching tool. So again, they're really engaging a wide variety of partners, from local beekeepers to the Department of Conservation, and they're beginning to utilize Energy Star Portfolio Manager to track energy reductions. So that was a lot. That was a lot of information, but hopefully it helped you kind of see how each of these schools has really taken their own pathway there. So I know we're kind of mixed. We've got a few online, we've got a few in person here, but we wanted to just take a point to just kind of stop for just a moment here for a little reflection. And I would just ask, rather than turning to a partner, I would just say, is there anyone here or online that would like to volunteer any comments, really, based upon what you've just heard about these schools and kind of how we're defining sustainability in schools? Anything new, exciting, surprising, or worrisome that kind of comes to your mind that you'd like to share?
I'll start.
Thank you.
I'll be a volunteer. I'll do the exciting, and just the mere fact, trying to find benefits of COVID. I think people realize the value of nature. I think the schools have really understood the value of getting the kids outside in general. And if you also can actually teach them outside at the exact same time, just the mental wellness, the health and the wellness. I think schools will come around a little bit now to use the outdoors more as an educational tool rather than a barrier. So I'm excited to see that go forward.
Absolutely. It's super exciting. Thanks for offering that. Does anyone else have any thoughts that you'd like to share?
I also was excited about the connections to the community, and like you mentioned, that a school had a community kitchen that could be used for cooking classes, and yeah, just kind of being a resource and realizing that it's more than just teaching kids in the classroom, but more that they're dealing with.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else?
Yeah.
I was in, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
Okay, this is Carlton Stock. I was excited about the variety of ways that green schools operate. In these 5 examples, just a whole variety of where you can go with this is exciting to me. And the other thing is, did it slow down a bit during COVID? Are you kind of coming back out of it like everybody else, or what happened during COVID? Just a question.
Yeah, well, I think COVID impacted different areas in different ways. So, as was mentioned, there was an increase in use of outdoor space and seeing that as an asset. There were, I would say, more negative impacts on waste, because there were a lot of schools that maybe had already transitioned away from disposables, went right back to disposables in the lunchroom. It's been interesting for monitoring like energy consumption. because we've been working, one of our programs, we're really looking at schools, like what their current resource use is, in comparison to where it was in the last, 1 to 3 years. And of course, these numbers are all skewed because of the different use that the buildings have seen within this period of time. So those are just a few things that are coming to mind right now. But I think we're seeing an increase also in concern about indoor air quality. And that is an area that just hasn't really attracted enough attention. I think it's not as tangible. And now we are thinking more about the air quality and the number of changes, and also there's a lot of funding available that can help schools to improve their HVAC. And really, it's going to improve the CO2 levels because once the classrooms get packed with students and have windows that don't open and close, that CO2 level starts going up, and it really does make individuals feel drowsy. It really impacts their ability to learn and concentrate. So an added bonus, we can hopefully have better air quality in buildings.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. I just want to also say, thanks for recognizing, it does look a little different everywhere. That's the beauty of sustainability. It's very broad. Everywhere, everybody has their own starting points, and we all have, a journey forward. But we do like to use these 3 pillars and the whole school sustainability framework as kind of like our buckets to work from.
Can I ask about pushback? These are fantastic examples of adoption and participation. What do you hear from, not so much, whenever schools are either approaching you or you would approach another school, or perhaps there's a parent or a child that wants to lead this parade, and it becomes a parade of one, which means it's not a parade, which means the parade doesn't happen. So just, can you speak to, these are all amazing successes. Can you speak to the kind of the adoption curve, the other side of the adoption curve? Yeah,
I mean, I think that the initial hesitance, the most common reasons would be time and capacity. Cost could be in there, but it's really more the time and capacity, I think, to devote to these efforts.
Of the school administration?
Well, of anyone, really. It could be the school administration, it could be teachers. The school that is packed, everybody's got a lot of priorities on their plates. We also have, I feel, kind of siloing within schools. So, everybody's got their different roles and they've all got full plates, and sustainability is really built on interconnectedness. And so we have to break down these silos and we have to build relationships across them. And so these are like challenge points. Another challenge point I would see is just gathering data, because again, for instance, if a teacher wants to work with the kids on energy and they want to use their own building as a learning lab, they need access to the energy data, and that might be in the finance or facilities departments. And how easily can they access that information? So these are all things we're really trying to address through the programs. We're going to dip in very shortly to start talking about, like, beyond Green Ribbon, some of the other programs. And we've really tried to be intentional in encouraging folks to build teams early on, because a lot of times we'll find that there might be one person who's really passionate, who's leading the charge, and they are often passionate about a lot of things. And so they are often overextended, and we need them to build teams. And so we have to help everyone to better understand what sustainability in schools is, and that they do have a connection. And I think health is a big connector, because it's hard to find anyone who's not supportive of health. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I hope that helps
For sure.
answer your question.
Can I ask one more nuance of that?
Yes.
How about testing? I could see the math teacher saying, this is not going to be associated with my standards, so why would I find any relevancy to this?
Well, I think there are a lot of really great arguments for why this would be relevant. Because sustainability and environmental education, place-based, all of these are really proven to be to better engage students. If we do things like improve the air quality, have green cleaning, have healthier food, things like this, everybody's physically kind of operating a little bit better. Okay, so we have clearer thinking, we have more attention. A lot of students are really interested in sustainability. This is real, you're tying instruction into real world issues, and that piques interest and keeps folks engaged, and so their learning may stick a little bit more. So
I can actually add to that, our school gardens at Parkway, at Richmond Heights, at University City, we give them curriculum that is lined up with MAP testing standards. So teachers know when they grab that curriculum, they go outside, they're going to hit the test scores that they need to have for their classroom. And you're seeing more of those tools come out to make it easier for the teacher to get outside.
absolutely.
Preempted one of my questions, whether there's already assignment.
Sort of pieces out there, yep.
Matching, whatever, there's a right word there to standards, but yeah, that's great.
Yes, absolutely. It's great because we can connect sustainability to every single discipline. And thank you for sharing that and providing those resources. All right, well, I think we're going to move on, but we are going to have some additional opportunities for reflection and sharing. All right, I'm going to turn the floor over to Porscha now, and Porscha is going to share a little bit more about some of the specific programs.
Thank you for taking that brief moment to share your new, exciting, surprising, worrisome, and ask any rising questions. Now we'd like to share a few programs and tools that can help guide sustainability, help guide schools on their path toward whole school sustainability. The U.S. Department of Education Green Ribbon Schools program has been mentioned a couple of times. All of the schools we just looked at are honorees of this award, and the 3 pillars it established provides us with a common definition and general goals. It gives us something to aim for. This award is open to early childhood learning centers, schools, and districts in participating states across the country. Each state's Department of Education must serve as the nominating body, though they are able to partner with other state departments and nonprofit organizations to help run the program. Additionally, each state is limited to 5 nominations per year and may or may not nominate in all of the categories. In Missouri, the State Education Department partners with the Missouri Gateway Green Building Council and the Missouri Environmental Education Association to manage the Green Ribbon School program. In addition, the Green Building Council and Environmental Ed Association partner on 2 separate but complementary programs. All of these fall under what we call the Show Me Green Schools umbrella. I'll share a little about each of these in the next portion of our presentation, though you can see some of the key characteristics of each program noted here. By offering this suite of programs, we are able to meet schools where they are, help them plug into the programs that are the best fit, and support them along their unique journeys while recognizing and elevating their amazing work along the way.
Can I interrupt? I apologize. Is this a statewide program or just regional?
Well,
And if the answer to that is in the future, say shut up and just.
no, each of these is a little different, okay, under the umbrella here. So the Green Schools Quest is, it's pretty much the entire state of Missouri, and it hasn't been the Kansas City area, but we're working on expanding it to Kansas City as well. Okay, so it will soon be the full state of Missouri, but it also includes Southern Illinois, okay, Green Schools Quest. Missouri Green Schools is just the entire state of Missouri. And then the Green Ribbon is a federal program, and state departments of education have to opt in. And so it's like an annual opt-in. All right. So right now, Missouri's participating and we're very excited. Illinois is participating as well. And the Illinois Green Alliance helps to manage Green Ribbon in Illinois.
But the Gateway, sorry, the Missouri Gateway Green Building Council, gotta get the new name down, is a St. Louis-based organizing force for the whole state.
Yes, our staff are in St. Louis, but our chapter territory includes the majority of Missouri, excluding Kansas City area and Southern Illinois. Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. And then MIA, the Missouri Environmental Education Association, is the entire state of Missouri.
Yeah, that's some amazing scope.
Yeah, it's exciting. And we're really thrilled to work together. I mean, we're both just fully in on both of these programs. And when we think about the 3 pillars and those areas of whole school sustainability, it makes just perfect sense that the 2 of our organizations really would be coming together on these programs.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Launched in 2013, the Green Schools Quest is an annual challenge issued to K-12 schools throughout our region to implement student-driven sustainability projects over the course of 6 months with the help of community volunteer who serves as their green mentor. Schools document their impact, such as energy savings or increased biodiversity during the project, and submit their project's process and impact for judging by an impartial panel at the conclusion. Cash awards and trophies are presented to winning teams in elementary, middle, and high school divisions. We're currently seeking both schools and mentors to participate this school year. Every school, mentor, and project is unique. Some schools enter the quest with a specific project in mind. Others aren't sure what they'd like to work on and invite direction from their mentors. Green Schools Quest projects run the gamut from outdoor learning spaces, native plants, food gardens and stormwater management, to recycling and waste minimization, to improved indoor environmental quality, water and energy conservation, to the creation of green teams and development of sustainability plans, and so much more. In a moment, I'm going to walk through what participation looks like. But before I do, I'd like to share a video compilation of some past projects. This video includes bits and pieces of school projects, which I hope will highlight the wide range of project possibilities and give you a taste of what is accomplished.
I think Anna is able to take over. Is this not good, or should we do stop share?
It did. I think it stopped sharing it. Okay.
All right, perfect.
Can I just get a confirmation from someone in the chat that you can hear this video once I start playing it?
Hear it through the speaker.
Yeah, they should be able to.
That's pretty.
We just want to make sure folks online can hear.
No.
They can't hear it. Okay. It worked when we tested it earlier, but let's see.
And yeah,
It
it says
does
share
say-
sound.
say
I bet,
share sound.
let's try it again. I bet it might just because we stopped to ask. No video or sound still. Well, let's try it on this one.
Okay.
Or wait, did you, oh, it wasn't.
I don't think it'll play in here if it plays on that one. I'm not sure why it's not working because it worked when we tested it.
I'm gonna just stop the share of this one, just to make sure.
Okay, maybe try that. I'll try it one more time.
The video is really good. It's worth the wait.
We'll get there, we'll get there. Is there
I
talking
think
in the
it's gonna work
video?
now.
I guess
Yes.
they can't see it playing anyway.
There it is. Awesome.
I'm so sorry.
Hi everybody, welcome to Frank P. Tillman Elementary School, home of the Trailblazers. We are located in Kirkwood, Missouri and currently house a little more than 500 students. Over the past 7 years, our school has been working hard to add on to our backyard. And let me tell you, there's a lot of unused space back there. Anyways, the Green Schools Quest has given us an opportunity to make one of our backyard dreams come true. We are extremely lucky to be paired with an amazing mentor architect named Mr. John McKee. He helped us get our ideas organized and built. Before we talk about our final project, we want to tell you how it worked.
In October, we formed a Sustainability Kids group that was made up of kindergartners through 5th graders. We met during several lunch periods to brainstorm and research different ideas. In December, we reached the point where we had many cool ideas that we needed to narrow it down so that we could get something submitted.
After receiving the feedback, we met with Mr. McKee several times to make a final plan. We researched different materials and plants that could go into our sensory pathway, and finally, at the end of February, we built it.
So Porscha consumed about 3.25 million gallons of water last year, and the water getting to Forsyth has to be cleaned out by a plant, like a water treatment plant on the banks of the Missouri River, and that was Howard Bend Water Treatment.
Houses with irrigation in them, they have a much higher water usage because the irrigation takes up the most water, and that's like the top way we conserve water.
So one of our field trips was to the MSV water treatment plant, which is basically where our yucky water, after we're done using it, goes to be filtered and then it is put back out into the Mississippi River.
Yo, MRH, let's kick it. Rain, garden. Rain, garden. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. MRH is back with a brand new edition. The water cycle grabs a hold of me tightly, flows daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn on the sun and I'll grow. To the extreme, I grow like a vandal and I light up the sky more than a candle. Dance for a flower that blooms. I'm saving the streams like a rain garden should do. Lively like a rain garden should be. Now helping the earth shall be a felony. Love it or leave it, you better rain away. Better keep your ears here, you know I don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Rain, garden.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. So this is Go Green Club. Have you ever wondered why your room is so hot? Or why your room is so cold? Well, we did too. So we looked into our energy usage. First, we went around the school and measured the square footage of the building. Then we had to get the energy data for the school. The electric bills, however, still show a lot of use in the summer, when no one is at school.
And what we're doing is the Green Schools Quest. What we do is we make a scavenger hunt, and then with sustainable stuff on it. And that sustainable stuff people have to find. And the reason we are doing this is to help people recognize the sustainable things on the earth. So we're hoping to change the community, if not the world, if not everyone.
Telling you why we need to tell our peers and our elders how our community is sustainable. We have all of small businesses that we need to support.
We are talking about sustainability because we want people to know about it, and because we want people to make the world a better place.
Strays is rated R. I'm starving, but completely lost.
One of these things are not like the others.
Nope.
Just to make it clear, when I go home tonight, I will be rapping at my rain gardens. I didn't know I was supposed to be, but now I have learned.
Yes, and so these are just clips from the final documentation that the teams turn in. And so Porscha's going to take it away and tell you a little bit more about what it looks like to participate.
Now that you had a little taste, let's walk through what participation in the Green Schools Quest looks like. To begin, each participating school forms a team of students to engage. The team may be a student club, classroom, grade level, or the entire school. Each team has one adult sponsor, often a teacher, who serves as organizer of the participating students and primary contact for the mentor. Each team is then provided with a community volunteer who serves as their green mentor. Teams engage in a no or low cost sustainability project of their choosing based upon their unique needs and interests. Projects are intended to be student driven, and the mentor is there to assist as needed with project ideas, implementation, and resources. To assist schools and mentors, we provide a variety of resources, such as a list of project ideas, access to past participant submission materials, and an outline of the evaluation criteria, as well as checklists for both school leads and mentors that outline specific steps for getting started, as well as ongoing tasks to keep in mind throughout the quest. We also have an outline of ways for mentors to engage. Mentor time commitment is roughly 2 to 5 hours per month from October through March, and this resource can help both mentors and school leads think through possibilities for collaboration and determine the best fit for their unique team. During the course of their project, teams document their work and submit their outcomes for a chance to win. Their final submission materials include a digital presentation and written report detailing their process and impact. Submissions are reviewed by a panel of judges using the rubric pictured here, and winners are determined. Winners are announced at the Green Building Council's annual Green Schools event in April, and then members of our leadership and Green Schools Committee present the awards to school teams in May. Also fun to mention is that all participating schools receive a Green Schools Quest participant decal at the start of the program to proudly display. Here's a snapshot of the annual deadline. Registration is open through August 31st for mentors and September 15th for schools. Participating schools will work with their green mentors to engage in their sustainability projects from October through March. Final submission materials are due March 15th. Winners are announced in April, and awards are presented at individual schools in May. We have an info session coming up in August, and you will have the opportunity to ask any burning questions. The challenge is open to all schools within the state of Missouri as well as Southern Illinois. There is no limit to the number of times a school participates. With each participation, school teams simply need to focus on advancing a new initiative. 54 schools and mentor teams have participated last school year, and nearly 200 schools have participated in the Green Schools Quest since it launched 10 years ago. Thousands of individuals have been impacted through the years. We currently have a high concentration of green schools in the St. Louis area, with a handful of schools in the Columbia and Southwest Missouri areas, and we're actively working to expand participation throughout the state. Before we move on to the next program, we'd like to share one more video. This one showcases the diversity of project focuses. You'll see the total number of projects implemented in a wide range of categories, with a few more details on a handful sprinkled throughout.
Sharing, go ahead. Wait a minute. I don't know if I did with this sound. I'm just gonna make sure.
Okay, sure.
Yep, okay.
So this was leading up to the pandemic, but not including?
This one was, yeah, exactly. Everybody turned in, you know, it was supposed to end there at March 15th.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you right
And
before
so,
the,
right,
closing.
yes. So we gave everyone a little extension. We'd already given them a week's extension, and then everybody got it closed down that week. So this was our first little endeavor into online video production, showing and we announced, you know, we did like a new video each year. So I really like this particular one. As Porscha mentioned, we're gonna see kind of the diversity project types in this video.
I know this is not the true leaves because it only has two. Do you know what this is?
No, I do not. Alina, what is this?
It's a rain barrel.
A rain barrel. What is a rain barrel?
It's when the rain goes in here and it comes from out of here.
Native plants are more pest resistant, need less water, and attract local pollinators. We also chose seeding and pathway to make our garden accessible to students. Here is a sample of our work.
.5% of classes have asked to go outside and to use our green spaces, so we want to improve them. According to our data, 56.3% of teachers surveyed would be more inclined to use the existing green spaces if there was adequate access to seating. Students look for more cozy, welcoming areas, while teachers look for a functional learning environment. With that in mind, we looked into outdoor furniture made from repurposed materials.
Elementary School green sheet. We need to do recycling. It's important to take care of our earth.
At school, people can ride bikes or just walk.
If you're close, walking and biking is like a really good way to help reduce emissions.
And you can stop idling in like a waiting line to get into school.
In the car line for pickup and dismissal, we're putting up signs that say stop idling.
Because everybody like has an effect on the world, and whether you mean to or not, it can go like it can be a bad effect or it can be a good effect.
One person could definitely make a big difference.
The problem is one that our entire district struggles with, much like schools all over the United States. Our problem? Styrofoam trays. Every school day, our 2 schools serve 2 meals a day to 396 students. That amounts to 792 plates a day just at Bryan Hill in Columbia. The chemical styrene used to make the trays is believed to be a carcinogen and extremely toxic to the environment. We eat up to 10 meals a week on these polystyrene trays. We all know that sometimes lunch is just so good you gotta scrape the last bit of it off your tray, which can result in kids ingesting the chemical styrene with those last few bites. Can our city, state, and planet afford the long-term impact that polystyrene will cost? We strategized who needed to know what we researched. We collected all the email addresses of decision makers in our district. We researched when the next school board meeting was. We reached out to Sarah Fensky of STL Public Radio, and we're in the middle of drafting a correspondence with the St. Louis American when a pandemic hit our community. Through multiple online avenues, we were able to finish our research, refine our presentation, and prepare to hit the ground running when the new school year begins.
I'm gonna have to steal that element of surprise.
Yeah, great.
That CO2 detector say 1,000 parts.
What?
There was a picture of a CO2 detector. That say 1,000 parts.
1,100 it said. Yeah.
I don't know what dangerous levels are.
Well, I think you can start getting drowsy at 800. And
Oh,
some schools have shown that they go up to 2,000.
Wow.
It's right. And they watch it change throughout the school day.
I love that idea. That's a great way to engage with it. It makes it so much more tangible than not. Data speaks.
It does, yeah. I think a lot of this work is about making the invisible visible. Yeah.
Ready to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you all enjoyed that brief showcasing of the wide range of projects students choose to do with the Green Schools Quest. The next program that we'll introduce is called Missouri Green Schools. Missouri Green Schools began its pilot phase as a statewide support and recognition program in 2020 and will be fully launching this upcoming school year. Missouri Green Schools takes a systems-based approach and seeks to provide guidance on best practices toward whole school sustainability, resources to support schools on their journey, and recognition of schools' green and healthy efforts, elevating individual school stories, and fostering a culture of sustainability in our collective community. It is an annual program oriented towards ongoing expansion and improvement, and ideally driven by a diverse group of stakeholders within a school. Participating schools are honored at emerging, progressing, and advanced levels for their achievements, from Sprout, which celebrates schools taking their first steps, through Flowering Dogwood, which acknowledges comprehensive work across all three of the pillars. The criteria for each level are based upon best practices that are intentionally scaffolded to lead a school toward long-term whole school sustainability. In theory, by the time the school reaches Flowering Dogwood, they would be eligible for Green Ribbon Schools nomination. As part of our full rollout for next year, we will be introducing a fifth level called Seed.
Mind saying where seed fits in that?
So it'll be right at the beginning. Sorry, let me go back just a second. Yeah, so it would be just before the Sprout level. So it's like, it makes the entrance level even easier for schools to be able to access.
Yeah, and we've been able to we found the sticking points throughout the pilot, and we kind of divided those out a little bit more. We just spread things out a little bit more, because if we want for a school to be ready for Green Ribbon by the time they're at Flowering Dogwood, and we also want to acknowledge schools that are taking their very first steps, that's just a long way to travel within 4. And so now we're going to try traveling among 5 levels. So.
A school begins by establishing where they are currently at their starting point through the use of a self-assessment tool. Then creating or growing a team of 3 or more people who will support this work. This team establishes baselines, sets, and works toward goals and tracks progress made along the way. When forming a green team, it is important to include members from a wide variety of backgrounds. Projects will be more successful and create longer lasting change when individuals are involved at many levels. Schools are encouraged to think about including teachers, administrators, office staff, counselors, nutrition managers, nurses, custodians, facilities managers, students, parents, and community members. Research shows that to catalyze long-term change towards sustainability, it's important to engage people from 3 distinct perspectives: bird's eye view, administrator, steward of the place, facilities, and student-centered faculty. Sustainability is complex. It encompasses many elements and systems that are interconnected. The beauty of this complexity is that it offers multiple entry points and allows everyone to find a way in that is personally meaningful and aligns with their own values and priorities. Schools are provided with access to an online dashboard to help guide and track their ongoing achievements. The tool, which was developed by the Green Schools Alliance, is called START, which stands for the Sustainability Tracking and Roadmap Tool. START enables schools to quickly assess their efforts across roughly 50 metrics that are organized by physical place, organizational culture, and educational programming. For each metric, the school answers a simple yes or no question, which helps them determine if they are at a beginning, intermediate, and advanced stage of implementing the practice. The metrics are also helpful for generating ideas, and built-in discussion forums and how-to guides provide resources for schools seeking to implement and expand their goals related to individual metrics. Schools enrolled in Missouri Green Schools that have 60% or more free or reduced price lunch qualifying students are eligible for one-on-one support to navigate this program, as well as small grant and professional development opportunities. In addition to offering state-level recognition, Missouri Green Schools serves as a conduit for Green Ribbon Schools nominations in the state of Missouri. Ultimately, all three programs are grounded in the same foundation and all recognize schools for their accomplishments. They just approach this a little bit differently.
All right, thanks so much, Porscha, for sharing the details of those programs. I'm gonna kind of close us out here with a little bit of information about the Show Me Green Schools Partner Network. So let's dive in. So the partner network, you've heard a little bit about the three programs. You see, we've got a lot of work to do, and we don't have that many staff. So we really love working with partners. And Show Me Green Schools Partner Network is this really great opportunity for any nonprofit or for-profit organization that provides resources which can help Missouri schools to advance in at least one of those three pillars. To join the network, and the service or resource they're providing might look a little different. It could be a guest speaker or a field trip opportunity, technical expertise, product services, funding support, or more. Just as long as you can help a school advance, we'd love to have you join the network. Our partners are located across the state of Missouri. We have just around 50 partners right now, and we are looking to grow. We do feature our partners on an online searchable partner network resource directory on our website. If you go to showmegreenschools.org, you'll see there's a resources tab and an option there for the resource directory. Actually, I think I've got a screenshot here of just a section of our website. You can see all of this information you can find there, except for the join us that's just here on this slide. But you can reach out to us, and there is that join the partner network smaller item would just send an email right to us to let us know. But you can see our current partners, you can search the database, you can join the network. It really just takes filling out a form so that we can gather some data to include in the network, in the directory. And we do invite all of our partners to come together for an annual meeting. This year's meeting is coming up. It's going to be on August 16th. We do a little bit of different things at these meetings. I mean, for one, we want just partners to be able to get together and talk. We talked a little bit about silos earlier within a school system, but we also have, all of these organizations who are working across the different pillars, and we want to encourage collaboration. And so it's great for us to get together and see we've all got a part to play in helping schools to become green. But the unique focus of this partner meeting on August 16th is we are going to be looking at the Conservation Federation of Missouri's resolution process. And they will hear a little bit about their structure, but essentially they'll adopt a number of resolutions each year, and that helps to guide their advocacy efforts. And each resolution lasts for like 5 years. And so we can all kind of get some more energy going behind the resolutions. Well, we have drafted 2, and we'd like to get partners' input on those. One of the resolutions really is talking about help getting the word out about the partner network and having the Conservation and Federation of Missouri help expand that partner network and provide mentors for the Green Schools Quest. And the other is really encouraging the development of an interagency summit on, right now we're calling it Healthy Buildings, Healthy Schools, Healthy Communities. But what we have are a lot of different kind of state agencies that are working in silos. When we think about the education department, and then the Department of Natural Resources, and the Department of Conservation, and the Senior Health, and the health services. So we want to bring all of these departments together to talk about green schools, and so that we can learn together. And this is kind of our first step. So we invite you to join us. All right. I think that we are running out of time here. So I'm going to just skip down to our last slide, just to kind of recap some ways that you can engage. You saw a little bit about the Green Schools Quest. You heard that we had 54 schools last year. We're probably going to have around 50 to 60 schools this year. And that means we need 50 to 60 mentors to work with these schools. Everyone on the call and in the room, I can tell you, is qualified to be a mentor. All right. It looks a little different at every school, but really you're just there to kind of help however the school needs. It's usually kind of listening to their ideas and giving them some ideas and connecting them with resources in the community. Each of the schools does have a school lead, and that individual is really the organizing the students. Okay, and so you're like an assist here. We have 2 sessions coming up. Porscha mentioned we've got one on August 24th, another on September 7th. And it'll be a little bit similar to today's section on the Green Schools Quest, where we're just kind of digging into that again. But we have invited some mentors and schools that have participated in the past to be on the call and share about their experiences. This is also a great opportunity if you have colleagues, or if you have a distribution, if you have contacts who you feel would be great for serving as a mentor, please let them know about these opportunities to learn more that are coming up. We also invite you to, of course, join that partner network to encourage schools to join in these efforts. We do have a Green Schools specific newsletter that's separate from our Green Building Council and Missouri Environmental Ed monthly newsletters. We've got one just for Green Schools if you'd like to join that. And everything's on our website. Show Me Green Schools, even the newsletter sign up. So we hope that you are feeling inspired and want to pitch in. I don't know if we may have used up all the time. We thought, oh my gosh, that's a lot of time to fill. And look, we've done it. So I'm not sure if we have time for questions at this point, or if you'd like for Porscha and I to take those offline, or.
I do have questions, but I can always ask you after this. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to you, Aaron, if you want to end now, or.
I guess
4:59.
Before we hang up, we could see if Kelly has any questions, and then any
Yeah.
other questions we could just do in person.
That's true, because we'll all be here in person. Oh, Kelly's coming off mute.
Hey y'all. Sorry, thank you. Thanks for letting me ask. I did have a question or two. I was wondering, I've built some relationships with some individuals at a few of the schools in my local school district. Could we potentially apply together, like me as a mentor, and then
yes,
school, would we be matched?
Yes, that's a perfect opportunity right there. All of the mentor registration forms ask, your preferences for schools. You can put down a specific school, or say, I'd like to work in this area, or only with an elementary school, or anything like that. And then the school, same thing with the schools. They have a space where they can state any mentor preferences.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. And if I could ask one more quick question, it was mentioned about the Missouri Green Schools that schools where they have like 60% or more students on free and reduced lunch get, was it one-on-one?
Yes.
Assistance? What does that look like?
That would be Porscha working directly with the school to help kind of just go through like, what are the criteria that we need to look at? That START tool that Porscha shared, helping to kind of walk through and get used to using that dashboard and seeing, what resources it has, and goals. I don't know, Porscha, if you want to answer that question. Sorry, I should have just turned it right over.
I feel like you did a pretty good job of covering it, but yeah, I meet with the schools that are at that 60% or more threshold and just kind of not fully hold their hand because it's meant to be mostly self-guided, but give them just a little bit extra attention that other schools wouldn't receive.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, and we did have some grant money that is really just coming to a close, unfortunately, but hopefully we can fundraise more to give out more grant funding in the future.
Great. Well, thank you so much for answering my questions. I'm gonna hop off now.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kelly. And I wanted to mention that our next sustainability lab will be August 29th about flooding issues in East St. Louis and stormwater management. So